The average NFL player is only able to stick around for 3 seasons, an absurdly short period of time for a professional athlete that helps to demonstrate just how much of a toll playing football can have on a person, but also how impressive it is when players are able to overcome all of the odds and not only play in the NFL, but thrive. With that in mind, we have a few numbers that might shock you, as NFL players are so much richer than you ever thought. Tom Brady. I wanted to get this one out of the way first, because quite frankly, Tom Brady is a bit of an anomaly in everything that he does. The guy has won more Super Bowls than you can fit on a single hand, broken and rebroken records left and right, and outlasted almost every quarterback that was able to keep up with him. At over 40 years old, we are truly in unprecedented territory, and not just for his performance, but also for his wallet. Tom is expected to make $41 million this season. Just for reference, the average salary in the NFL is only $860,000, and Tom blows that out of the water. That number doesn't even do him justice though, as Tom is worth over $180 million, although some sites even put his worth up near $250 million as well. Besides Tom's high salary, he has made a lot of money based on how incredibly marketable he is. He has his own brand called TB12, as well as deals with some huge brands like Under Armour, Aston Martin, and more. All told, Tom Brady may not be the breadwinner in the household, as his supermodel wife makes even more than him if you could believe that. But in terms of career, nobody earned more than Tom throughout his long and historic run in the NFL. Also, not to scare anyone, but after capturing yet another Super Bowl last year, is this dude ever gonna get old and retire? Patrick Mahomes. The other no-brainer on this list is Patrick Mahomes, who in many ways has had almost the opposite career of Tom Brady. While Tom went his first few years making little money, Patrick Mahomes set the NFL world on fire after accepting a contract that sees him getting paid for the next decade. Patrick signed a 10-year deal worth up to $503 million if he hits all of his incentives. The young star deserves every dollar of that contract, considering that he has already led the Chiefs to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them, and already grabbed an MVP award as well. Mahomes set records for his contract not just in the NFL community, but sports in general, as he was the first athlete to earn a contract that pays over $500 million in total. While the total may scare some for now, the deal is actually a bargain for both sides, as Patrick trades some more money down the road for security in the case of injury or decline. Patrick's contract, along with the lucrative deals he is getting for being the face of the NFL, like the State Farm commercials, help him to wow fans with his incredible worth. Tony Romo. You don't have to be the face of the NFL to get paid. As former NFL quarterback, Tony Romo was able to prove to everyone. Tony Romo never won a Super Bowl, and never really even got close honestly, but stayed in the headlines because of his Brett Favre-like gunslinger mentality and talent. On top of that, he was able to play for the Dallas Cowboys, arguably the biggest team in football, and at quarterback, he was the consistent face of the team. Despite all of that, Tony's real worth has come after an injury, and the arrival of Dak Prescott forced him off the team and into the broadcasting booth. Tony and Jim Nantz have proven to be a powerful team on CBS, with fans gushing over how much more fun he makes the game. Tony possesses a gift in being able to break down what's going to happen during the play before it even does, and often steers viewers' eyes toward a potential matchup, making for a more enjoyable experience. He is so good at broadcasting, in fact, that he signed a huge contract with CBS to continue working for them, and is reportedly making $17 million annually to continue. That's eye-opening for many, since Tony is now able to make significantly more than most players, and more than he probably would if he would have stuck around and continued playing. That, along with sponsorship deals with Corona, Pizza Hut, DirecTV, and Topps, helped boost his worth from anywhere between $70 million to well over $150 million. TJ Watt. TJ Watt was able to make his fortune with the notoriously stingy Pittsburgh Steelers, and in a fashion that was as blue-collar as him and his brothers have always been. After a tremendous season, and the stats to back it up, things were in doubt for TJ this season, and his agent could not seem to get to the Steelers. TJ responded by firing his agent, marching into the office himself, and negotiating himself a deal before excusing himself for a workout. How can you hate this guy? TJ signed up for a deal that is worth up to $112 million over the next 4 years, with $80 million guaranteed. The deal makes him the highest paid defensive player of all time, and will make more money than any non-quarterback this upcoming season. Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill will make around $29.5 million this season, and is the next highest paid player this season above TJ. He is on this this list just to show how much money players are truly making in certain positions, and that the value of NFL quarterbacks is absurdly high. While Watt wowed and was arguably the best defender in football this last season, Ryan Tannehill led the Titans as a game manager. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it goes to show how much better an average to above average NFL QB will make versus top players at other positions. Tannehill isn't alone either. There are a lot of guys in the NFL now that are getting paid more than their performance deserves, and this goes down to how impactful even an average QB can be, as well as how much bad quarterback play can hurt a team. Just look at Chicago, who had some of the best defenses of the last few seasons, only to underperform on the other side of the ball. DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins was great for the Texans, which is why it came as such a shocker that before the start of the 2020 season, he was traded to Arizona instead of having his contract extended, in a move that proved how inept the head coach and GM at the time, Bill O'Brien, really was for Houston. Since leaving, Hopkins has had a huge impact and some really exciting plays in Arizona, including a Hail Mary catch that showcased DeAndre's grit and ability. DeAndre Hopkins' most impressive maneuver since leaving Houston, however, would probably be representing himself in contract negotiations and landing a huge deal that will make him the 14th highest paid player in the league this season. Hopkins is set to make over $27 million in guarantees for 2021 and is the highest paid wide receiver in the league, as well as the second highest paid non-QB as well. Pretty impressive for a guy who did it all on his own. Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is the 20th highest paid player in the NFL this year, and so why does that feel a bit low? You see, there was a time, about 4 years ago, back when Mack was in Oakland, that he was angling to become the highest paid defender in the league, which was met by a trade to Chicago as Oakland wanted nothing to do with that contract. Long story short, he has done well in Chicago and got that contract he was looking for. But it is truly shocking to see Khalil Mack go from the highest paid defender ever to only 20th highest paid player in the league. It goes to show you how fast things can change, as we see bigger and bigger contracts coming up as the league grows and grows. With Mack's contract running out, it'll be interesting to see what kind of market he commands after how everything went in Chicago, and how much the league thinks it is because of how much they decide to pay the pass rusher. Overpaid? Jared Goff, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and Carson Wentz all break the top 10 highest earning players for the 2021 NFL season. This is not at all meant to drag these dudes through the mud though, just an attempt to show how much the QB position is currently valued. Players such as Aaron Donald, the Bosa brothers, DeAndre Hopkins, and more all fall below these players, despite bringing tremendous value to the game. In fact, only 5 players rank inside the top 20 this season that are not quarterbacks. And with that, it wraps up the video. Thanks for watching!